Now, I used to play a lot of Killjoy on, what's the map? Ascent? Is that the, what map? I don't remember the map names. Yes, Ascent. Okay, so I used to play Killjoy on Ascent early Killjoy days, and so I knew like some of the lineups, and I used to basically I knew she was really meta on that map, and I think she still is. But then I knew a lot of the lineups, and so I had a good rapport with her. But I'm playing her on Sunset here, and I'm not very good on her on Sunset, and I just kind of did whatever I thought was the best. And I made some plays. I won't lie, I made some solid plays in this game. I played pretty decent. I did end up losing this game though, unfortunately, but I did make some decent plays, and I just want to run through them real quick and then just kind of break that down, and then we'll get into some gameplay later. Seems like they're pushing mid a little bit. This is actually one of the first times they actually caught me off guard here. Like I totally forgot they can swing out in tiles. This is why I say like I'm not too hard on my gameplay right now because of my because I'm such a noob. Like I'm too new to this game, or coming back, I guess, to this game where I shouldn't expect myself to know every little bits and pieces about the map and the characters because it's been such a long time. So it's gonna take time for me to learn this naturally. My Tejo was a little bit lost there. That's one of their more successful plays they have during this game, and I do a good job actually predicting the enemy's pushes later in this game before halftime, and that actually helps us win a couple of good rounds. Always grab ult orb if you can. I'm slowly learning to pick that skill up, is to just grab ult orb. If they're not on your site and you're like a sentinel, or like this Tejo could have grabbed ult orb as well, but he was clearing it out, making sure nobody was ratting, which makes me confirm that, okay, I can grab ult orb, and Jet is not seeing any contact mid. So that kind of confirms to me as well that this B side is really safe, and that we can just rotate to A pretty quickly. I don't know what the enemy team was doing here. I get 2 free kills, and then I kind of, okay, oh, yep. There's that. That was a mistake there for me, honestly. My turret here is in too much of a corner for it to detect anybody coming out of main, and that just leaves me exposed. So keep in mind of the angles that you're playing and your utility is playing as well. Because my turret is in this very far corner, let's just get to that so we can see it. Also right here, hold up, before I move on this part here, right here is actually I feel like it's a pretty smart play. Um, Let me know if you guys think so as well in the comments. But I have one more swinging here. So you see the KJ swinging here, and I'm behind this market box here, whatever it's called, this info box. But I actually in game I actually checked where my teammates were, and they're pretty close. And I'm only at 30 health here, so you got to be careful. I'm not swinging this. I don't want to die. I'm gonna let my teammate take this gunfight, so I'm gonna play close to the box here. I take cover, play close to the box. If she swings me hard here, I'm ready to fight. But if not, I'm gonna let my teammate take first contact. So that way I don't sacrifice my life because I'm on 1 health. I'm basically just a spray from dying. Like doesn't even have to hit. She doesn't have to like hit her shots to kill me basically. I mean she has to, but like you know what I'm saying. She doesn't have to put a lot of work into killing me here. So I'm basically a free kill. The best thing I can do right now is just survive and just play time and let my teammates get the kill, which is what they do here, which is great. And then I check main and I die to this chamber. But like what I was saying was that my turret is in this corner, so its point of view is it's only going to activate when the person is in their line of sight. And because the angle that I'm sitting at here right now is open to the same angle that my turret is open to, or that the same angle that my turret can see from, it's it's a tough it's not a great position, is what I'm gonna say. If anything, I should put my turret in this corner. If you look on the map here, I should have put it in that corner right there. This corner is a little better. That way, it can see into the main, right? It can look into main and capture anybody who's walking in. That way, I'm able to be notified that someone is coming through main. I can activate my grenades, and I can still stay alive. But here, this was a mistake on my part. I'm a little more of a noob to Killjoy into this map, so that was my mistake. So this time you see I put the turret in the same position that I said where I died last time, where I put this turret here. But I did mix up the bombs or the grenades this time, the mollies, whatever you call them. The put one on the stairs and I put one on default. I also put an alarm bot here. My goal with this setup, as you can see and as you can tell, is to completely cut off the A main rush, A main push, right? Is to completely negate it. And that is something that you should know when you're playing a Sentinel, or no matter what character you play. But specifically in this situation, if you're playing a Sentinel, and depending on what setup you're putting down, I'm playing very heavy. I'm and as you can see, I'm the only one on B. So honestly, this is not the worst play. This is a pretty decent play. Maybe I want something market, but because we have two people mid, it's not the worst thing in the world to just fully lock down B site, and that's what I'm doing here right now. I'm the only one here, so if they were to decide to push into B site and I have maybe a util in market watching this market door, or maybe maybe a molly at this, I'm put a molly and alarm bot at market door, this market general vicinity. I'm using resources out of B site, but I have teammates which are also resources that I'm using to also cover mid. I'm using too many resources, right? Too many resources are being allocated to mid, especially on my default nade here. My molly on default is specific for me to back off. If they do push mid pretty hard, I back off, retreat, play safe, wait for my team to rotate, and I can stall plant. Because if I were to put my mollies on the front door here, this A main entrance, if they were to get, once those mollies die, once they're able to get through, they're able to plant for free, and I'm backed off of site. They basically have full control of site, and I have very little stall. But here I have some sort of stalling potential. This allows me to hide backside of B with the mollies protecting me from them pushing up through stairs. So you see the kind of dynamic that I had trying to go here, even though it's one of my first, I think it is my first time playing Killjoy on this map. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I've played Killjoy on this map before, but because I have this kind of idea that I'm trying to work towards, it may not be picture perfect, it may not be the most meta setup. At least I have a general consensus of what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to execute here, and have a somewhat of an awareness of my situation on the battlefield where two of my teammates are mid, two of my teammates are A, and I'm the only sentinel here, so I'm going to lock down B myself, and I'm going to play retake. How do I say this in the best way? Like, use your abilities to help you achieve what you're trying to do in the situation that you are presented, right? That's a lot of like general words, but you get the gist of what I'm trying to say as I showed you in my example here. But let's get right into the back into the video and show you how I executed this site. So I hear them grabbing orb at B. So I know that maybe they're confident, maybe someone's just grabbing it really quick. I know that someone got dropped with the chamber ult mid. I'm not really 100% sure, but I'm going to be cautious and I'm going to be careful because they still could hit B site here. They could have someone mid go through market. Got to be careful on what the possibilities are. So I have my crosshairs ready. I'm in a little bit of an angle here where I am able to react if they were to swing really hard a B main here. Is that they throw that, I pre-fire. Notice that I did pre-fire here. When someone uses utility like a flash, like a blind, they're usually gonna swing right off it. So I pre-fire. I do miss a little bit, but I do adjust my aim, which is good. I'm a little slow on popping my utility here. That's a little bit of a mistake on my part. I don't know which one to pop. I know my turn's going off. I know somebody else walked into sight. My eyes are not even looking where they need to be. I'm deciding on which molly I need to pop. But this is just comes from a lack of experience of playing the character. And if anything, I should have popped the stairs because I popped the default planting molly I have, but they're not planting, right? Not the worst decision in the world, but they weren't planting, so I could have popped. I didn't even pop both of them, and I probably should have because somebody could be walking up these stairs right now. But besides that, I did pop the default plant spot. I think my idea was that they could be hiding there. They could be sitting on the default plant spot, and I just wanted to get them off it to do some damage, so I just popped that one. But in thinking about it now, after analyzing it, I should have popped the stairs and left the default molly. I swing out and kill Killjoy. Get blinded. Now they're planting, but I don't have the molly, so it's kind of pointless. But I don't think that she got the plants off. I think Wayman died here. And was a good kill. Apparently, Wingman wasn't even the one planting. I don't even know. Maybe Clove was planting, possibly. I don't know why Gecko didn't have it, but there's that. So the right here, this is where I predict, since we shut down their push on B, I do this a lot, is when we shut, I get a little feel of how would I react on the enemy team? Especially I'm in this rank, I'm gold 1. How would I react on the enemy team? Personally, our team, if I was on offense, we would definitely switch sites because we got absolutely shut down by me full pushing B site. So they might try to full push A site, knowing that I've been holding B majority of this game so far. So they try to switch it up on me, and this is where I decide to go A and play an A defense here. Unfortunately, this is my first time playing on A on Sunset, and so I was trying to figure out what setups to do like 5 seconds before the round started. But as you see me running back and forth here. Playing a little more defensive alarm bot here. A default molly. Get a pick, fall back. I thought about putting down the lockdown, I decided not to. I decided to do it back here, it's a lot more safer. Let them push me. I popped that, thinking that they might swing there, even though that was a mistake on my part, popping that molly where my jet was standing, because I have an alarm bot, so it was able to notify me when someone goes around the corner. But that's my mistake. I got a little antsy and figured someone could be there. I didn't want my jet to get swung on, so I popped that. I think the rest of the round, Chamber's just hiding. Yeah. So I go back. I rotate B here because we don't hear from Chamber this whole time. We don't know where he is. I'm rotating back B just to play safe because we haven't seen where Spike is. So that's really smart as well. And then they just kill me. So yeah, so make sure, like, if you're a Sentinel, make sure to hold down sight. If you want to anchor A, that'd be fine too. Let your teammate roam around, just stay in one spot, especially because if you're Killjoy, a lot of your utilities go on cooldown once you pick them back up. So keep that in mind as well. It's just a lot easier, a lot more efficient just to stay at A site or stay at the site that your utilities already is placed. That way you don't have to wait for the cooldown. So see, I set up an alarm bot here. I have a turn in the very corner and market. I do save one molly, but nope, I don't. Oh, I get tagged there. Pop that. Yep. Makes contact. I swing out. Swing out again with the teammate. That's 3 kills. Someone could be tiles. I'm looking because I remember that I died from tiles from Clove. So someone still could be there for that kill. That was a great read by me and a great play that my team did by rotating very quickly off. Look at that. My team's already in main, bro. They swing main hard here. They join it with Tejo. They see nothing. They push it. And we just make contact in mid and Rain and I swing off each other, which I will emphasize multiple times that if your teammate is taking a gunfight, swing with him. If you're near him, if you're in a position to swing with them. Preferably, honestly, the same angle or the similar angle that they're peeking from. I did a very good job at predicting those 3 rounds in a row. I predicted every one of their pushes, and that's just to keep in mind. Like, what would you do, right? What would you do in that situation if you get shut down on offense, or what if you have success on offense? Are you gonna hit that side again? If the enemy team has good success on A, they might hit A again? Are they gonna switch it up? Maybe you still play B, but you mix up utility where you have more of mid coverage. That way you're able to rotate if you need to safely, just in case they're watching mid. Keep that in mind. Even if you're not able to completely switch your whole style, you can gear your style a little bit, be a little more adaptive, right? Switch up your setup, switch up your gameplay to cater what the enemy team might do. Just be a little predict their plays a little more, right? Keep an eye on what they're doing. I think that's pretty good. I don't want to make this video too long. I think we have a good idea and understanding of the couple of predictions that you can make on your enemy team, a couple of setup ideas, right? Taken into context of how you should set up and why you're setting up this way is very important. Not just watching a video and just throwing down utility in a certain location because your favorite YouTuber said so, but to make sure that you know why you're setting up this way, right? That's very important. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.